Why did Brown choose violence? Others, like Frederick Douglass, felt that there were other means to end slavery, but why did Brown choose violence?
He chose it because as he surveyed the country in 1857 to 1859, when he conceived of Harpers Ferry, he went through every one of the solutions to slavery, short of violence, and they'd all failed. He pointed out that the abolitionists have been crusading since the 1830s, and they were in nowhere near close to winning control of the government or winning control of the massive, winning over most of the Northerners. Garrison, he said, had failed in his non-violent crusade to convince the country to be abolitionists by moral suasion. He said moral suasion is wrong. It's failed. The abolitionists were always a tiny percentage of the population, massively unpopular in the North itself. Their crusade had failed, and in his view. And as far as the Republican Party was concerned, slave containment, even Lincoln said that containing slavery, it might take 100 years before it died a natural death in the South itself through the Republican program of prohibiting slavery, except where it already existed. So Brown said the Republican Party position is no position. Northern Democrats, under Stephen A. Douglas and popular sovereignty, said all the Northern Democrats want to do is lick up Southern spit. And popular sovereignty had led to, it was a complete failure. It had led to a civil war in Kansas. It wasn't going to work. Slavery was a national problem, not a local problem, as Kansas demonstrated. He goes through all of these positions, and not one of them had worked. And slavery, if anything, was more entrenched in 1858 and 59 than it had ever been. The slave system was booming. Look at the price of slaves, where the price of field hands stood in 1859, 1858, 1860. The cotton system was booming. How to get rid of it? It's a violent act, it's a violent institution, and it's protected by the federal Constitution, by state laws, federal laws, and by custom and tradition. The only way to get rid of it, he said, was to blow it out. A revolutionary act, blow it out, striking it with guns, and either inciting a massive slave revolt or bringing the two sections into armed conflict.